All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Tree House Brewing Company, and they're headquartered in Charlton, Massachusetts, and this is their Juli-ish. So they're calling this one an American Pale Ale that comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 6 weeks old. I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Steven, for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer haul video I did that contains all the goodies he hooked me up with. He hooked me up with some Tree House, and I'm excited because I don't get Tree House a lot, even though over the past, say, 6 months, I've reviewed quite a bit, but more Tree House is a good thing, at least for me. Anyway, so this is a pale ale version of one of their flagship beers, Julius. They have Hazen, Green, I believe, are the other two that they do as far as like flagship IPAs are concerned. But a 5.2% version of Julius, I'm here for it. I'm really excited to give this one a go. So on the bottom here, what I really like on the can on it says, Night Michelle, R.I.P. Bob Saget. And indeed, R.I.P. to Bob Saget. Terrible. What happened there? So we're just going to enjoy this in memory of Bob Saget. Anyway, on the back here, they have some tasting notes and stuff, but basically they say this was brewed for hot summer days. And yeah, I can't wait to get into it. So let's crack it open and get it into the glass. Hashtag proper glasser and go from there. So 6 weeks old, should be fine. I've had Tree House beers almost 3 months old and they were delicious. So age should not be an issue. And this is kind of looking like Julius, honestly, to some degree. We're just going to go like that so I can get my nose in there. Oh my God, look at that head. I don't feel like I poured that super aggressively. Maybe I didn't. I'll have to look at, oh wow, that looks, so every time I say this and I look back on video, I'll be like, that looks like a perfect Instagram kind of shot. You know, it's something you want to put on your Instagram. Just beautiful. And it does in person. Has this bright like sunshine color here. As it goes and creeps up the glass, it becomes more of like a darker, almost like mango type of color. 3-finger head because I poured it like an idiot, but it has this like light tan looking head. On camera, it's just going to look like probably a darker orange. That's what it's going to look like. In person, let me tell you, it looks fantastic. So, and when I poured it, I could smell it. Now, when it comes to Julius, I always get a lot of like OJ, tangerine, peach, mango, things like that. And it's not overly complex, that beer, but it just hits right. And I really enjoy it. And I typically give Julius rating-wise anywhere between like a 4.25 and a 4.5, depending on the batch. We'll see how this one lands. Yeah, so it smells like Julius. That honestly does. There is a shit ton of orange and tangerine, more orange, OJ 100%. In addition to that, there's that stone fruit. It's peach, it's mango, it's sweet, it's vibrant, it's juicy. Then there's an underlying crackery, slightly bready kind of malt character, touch of vanilla. And then there's a little bit of like a floral grassy thing too. But this is all about basically orange, tangerine, peach, and mango. That's what I'm getting in the nose. And it's big, vibrant, juicy, intense. It smells awesome. This, for a 5.2% pale ale, one of the best noses I have, honestly. If you're going to give me an American Pale Ale like sub 6%, this is up there with one of the best aromas I've ever had. It smells fucking dynamite. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Steven. So the nose blows away the taste. Because tell you what, for a 5.2% beer, the nose, just rating on the nose would be like 4.75. Like easily 4.75. It's so crazy. It smells so awesome. But the taste itself, it's dialed back. It's dialed back quite a bit. We'll go body and mouthfeel. Look at the lacing, fantastic. We'll go body and mouthfeel first. Body at 5.2% is really nice. It's like medium. It has I think on the body alone, you wouldn't think this is 5.2% because the body, medium, the mouthfeel, it's basically a Tree House mouthfeel. So it's soft, it's smooth, it has some creamy aspects to it. Yeah, this is like medium, maybe a touch under, but for 5.2%, it's great. And the mouthfeel, it is Tree House, without question. The taste, I'm getting mostly everything I'm getting in the nose, but it's a little less sweet, which is good because it bumps up the drinkability. You don't want, I feel like the nose, and I say this a lot, the nose smells awesome. It smells juicy, it smells fruity, it smells sweet. But then you taste it, and it's those fruits, but more of like a zesty, slightly bittering kind of component. So right at the forefront, there's orange, but it's the entire orange. It's zesty, it's rindy. It's both sweet and bittering, but a little bit of juiciness too. Not much tangerine, more orange than anything. Passes through underripened peach, underripened mango. Again, those fruit characters, but without the sweetness that would accompany them if you were to eat, say, an overripened peach or mango. The sweetness that is along for the ride, no, it's not happening because this is an underripened peach and mango. I just had a little bit of a stroke there. I was just like, I don't do. I just talk nonsense mostly. On the second half of the palate, it dries out, has this nice semi-dry finish. There's a mild to moderate bitterness, and there's this nice floral, grassy like kind of finish. It's different than Julius. It's not straight Julius in a lower ABV. At least that's not what I'm getting. There's remnants of Julius, but it's still different. It's its own beer, and it has amazing glass lacing, which again doesn't really mean all that much, but it's cool. I'm gonna pour the rest of this in. I don't think it's gonna change the beer at all, but you know, I rolled it and stuff before I poured it. So let's pour the rest of this in. Yeah, it's just lively carbonation. I'm not even pouring that hard. I can't go crazy high on this. I think this is super drinkable. They say summer crusher, and I would agree with them. I do think this is an absolute summer crusher. But if the nose was to carry over and bring along a little bit of that sweetness, just like maybe like 25% of the sweetness that I was getting in the nose, this would be an awesome, amazing summer crusher. As is, I can't go really high on the rating. No, I can't go super high. So I'm going to give Juli-ish. I'm going to give Juli-ish from Tree House. I'm going to give it a straight, I'm going to go straight 4 out of 5. I can't give it much higher than that. Why? I do like the body and the mouthfeel. I think it's appropriate. The nose is awesome. The taste, though, it's not as vibrant. It's not as big. It's not as boisterous as I'd like. I do think the drinkability of this one's really nice, and I think what they're going for, I think they've done a pretty good job. I'd give it like a 4.5 out of like what they're going for, a summer crusher of a pale ale. But flavor-wise, Julius is much better for me. King Julius obviously is great. This one lands a little flat in the taste, but again, drinkability through the roof. So I think a 4 out of 5 is a fair score. I can't go really much higher than that, though. Price and availability, I don't know the price on this. Steven gave it to me. Steven actually had a bunch of extra beer, and he basically charged me at cost. He just had extras. It was like, hey, whatever the cost of it was, it's yours. And I don't remember what I paid for this. I think I just gave him $5 a can because I was like, you know what, you've hooked me up with too many beers. We'll go $5 a can. I think a beer like this, I think regular Julius is like $16 a 4-pack. If this is more than like 14, it'd be kind of weird considering Julius is 16. I'd rather just have that. If this is more than $16, then I wouldn't buy it again. But if this was 12 to 14 bucks for a 4-pack, I think I would occasionally buy it. So I give it a 4 out of 5. So it's still a good beer, a very good beer. It's just I'd rather have other beers within the Julius family. And availability, it's Tree House. So I think they have 4 or 5 locations in Massachusetts. I think they have one in Connecticut. You got to go to the brewery to get their stuff. It is what it is. So anyway, not much more to say about this one. If you've had this one, and I know a lot of friends, I remember seeing quite a few friends on Untappd check this one in. So if any of you out there that are friends with me on Untappd, but also watch the beer reviews, let me know what you think about it. Again, it's a nice low ABV American pale ale. It's a crusher. It's nothing all that amazing. And sometimes you don't need that, though. And I guess with this beer, you really don't. So again, if the ABV or if the price point on this one's cheap, I would definitely grab it. So appreciate it. Oh yeah, 5.2%. Yeah, sure. I mean, nowadays, if you get any kind of alcohol in a sub 7% beer, I don't say that's worrisome, but that's rare. And yeah, it's 5%, 5.2%. You really can't even tell. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. We're going to be posting and reviewing a lot more Tree House over the next couple months. Probably do like one a week. And yeah, anyway, to the next one. Cheers.